Okay, full disclosure, I'm gonna rant some. Okay, I have things to rant about today. One thing is, apparently my voice is copywritten. Whatever, depends on what I'm talking about. But, I can violate myself with my own voice because it's copywritten. So I can have strikes on TikTok. So, they give you these strikes. And then it's like, oh, you had so many strikes. You are on suspension. Oh my God, like that hadn't been done about a million times on Twitter. Now, TikTok, they put you on suspension. Ah, nope. So, I'm sitting here sharing these videos of this documentary that I've been watching. And it's very good. And it's just one of the things I've seen about flat earth stuff. So this one has got so much information that is beyond that, just of all of the different bullshit things on this planet. And the thing that gets me, I mean, all of my answers to reality, just like I've said a million times, it is just presenting itself. It's all going into place. It's all making sense to me. When I don't get either. You go on and you say something. You have people, trolls, whatever they are, who spend their time, their energy, their day. I mean, they got to go out and police information. Oh my God. They've got to get everybody on board. Oh, you cannot think outside the box, people. This is very irritating to these people. These people have got a lot of work to do to wrangle us in. Because how dare any of us think outside the box? That's just, shameful. You need a good bullying. You need a good ass whipping. You're going to go outside the box, That's why they have the Gestapo that runs in to tell you. It's so weird. These people who go on and they, question me or whatever. And it's like, you wouldn't have to even ask me a question. Go in and watch the rest of my content. It will develop. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, oh my God, these people are so, like, what do you do with your time? Like, literally, just go around looking for things that, could, make you think for a minute. Oh, wouldn't want to do that. I'm on autopilot. No thinking here. Just, to spend your time trying to tell other people not to think for themselves. It is beyond fucking comprehension. I'm spend all my time telling people to all the noises, everything is just so intense lately. Every voices and everything is just like super loud. Every sound the dogs make, I feel like everything is turned up to high volume. I feel like my nerves are on high volume. But I spend all my videos telling people to think for themselves, to look for information outside of the box, to go to outside sources, to develop your knowing, because everything is lies. Every fucking thing is lies. You try and look stuff up, lies. Everything about our history, about our very being on this planet, it's all fucking lies. And these people that just, like, are they just so scared? Like, they're so scared that the truth might be different than what they think. Like, what in the hell are they? It's just their consciousness is chosen to stay asleep. They don't want to ascend, and they're just trying to hold everybody else back. Are these entities that people call like demons, or they have got some sort of evil energetic attachment to them, that they're going around doing the work for the dead masters of this created reality? Like, it just blows my mind. I mean, it's one thing when these platforms want to censor you. It's so asinine, to sit there. It's just asinine, that we just can't talk freely. That we just, we have to be careful of our words. I mean, this is fucking, I don't understand how people can't see and how people are just so willing to accept it. It's like, oh, I just want to go get my passport so I can go back to normal life. Oh, really? That's the life you're willing to accept. That's your normal life. Really? Well, what you're willing to accept and what I'm willing to accept are very, very different things. So don't come and bring your normal to me. I'm not forcing my normal on you. Mine's just out there for other people who are like me, who don't want that to be their normal, who want to look into things and want to understand this reality, who want to understand this awakening, who want to understand the system of this whole planetary system. You don't want to, that's up to you. You want to just go with the narrative, you want to go with what you're told, go get a damn textbook. Freaking read it all day long, be indoctrinated, be programmed. I don't care. I am not going to you and putting my stuff on you. If you go in and you listen to me, then you have empower yourself. You don't like what I'm saying? Turn it off. Whoa, crazy concept. Turn it off. Just swipe on by. Go find somebody who you align with and talk to them or listen to them. Why in the fucking hell would you waste your energy and time to go in and try and tell other people how they need to think? It makes literally no sense to me, especially when you're doing it to somebody who exactly preaches the exact opposite. It's like you were wasting more time. I'm wasting time even talking to you. It's like, oh my God, what is wrong with people? And the whole thing is, what I have come to understand, I mean, I can see it clearly. And I don't care who can't see it anymore. I mean, I'm so burnt out. I am so burnt out on people who, it's not just a slow awakening. It's like a stagnation. You have people who are awakening, but it's little bits and pieces, like I've talked about for so long. Oh, they can see the holes through this. Oh, they can see the holes through that. Oh, but certainly there's no holes there. Oh, certainly no. Oh, no, there's holes there, but there's no holes there. I was like, what the fuck? There's not very many people on my level. That's what I've come to know. There's not very many people on my level that have seen and understand and clearly are being shown in their, whatever you want to call it, in my head, the information that I'm shown. I have a total understanding of what's going on here. To the best of my ability, to my understanding at this time, from what I know of information, that I have a clear picture of what this world is and what humans are and what this whole system is about. And this earth, people want to call it a globe, that is a manufactured idea, because it is, if you just look into more stuff, I mean, if you can't fucking buy the flat earth stuff, that is just like, oh, it's way over my head. I can't even, oh, no. The sun should be, we would see the sun, even if we're way over here and the sun's over here, we would still see it. That makes no sense. Oh my God, damn. Oh my God, damn. Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't know how, if people can't get their brains to click on and start using logic, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, so you have this structure, which you can go look into other things that have nothing to do with flat earth, other things, and you will find this same information. That's why I say, go out, do lots of research, go and look into all sorts of things, and they begin to layer. You begin to see it forms a picture. If you have any abilities, then you will begin to see the picture. If you are so stuck in limitations and so your whole ego-driven, oh, you have to be accepted, you have to be liked. Oh, I have to put this on so people know I'm a good person. Oh, people might not think I'm a good person if I'm not wearing. Oh, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take advice from you. Really? I'm not telling anybody to take any advice from me. I'm just putting my information out there. What you do with it is up to you. But, you know, you're really wasting your time to just come at somebody, no matter what their information is, to go at them on their channel and tell them they need to change it, that they need to do something different. Like, come on. You know, I started my own channel because I heard so many people out talking about reincarnation who obviously didn't know what I knew. So I felt motivated, like, I think I need to start telling people, like, there's more to this spiritual stuff than what some of these people are letting on. Like, to tell people, like, oh, you raise your vibration by just putting on some happy music and doing affirmations. Oh, just raise your vibration, oh, and it's all good. But you just gotta stay there all the time. You gotta, oh, don't let anything outside come in, because then you might lower it. It's like, okay, this is nothing that you know. So yeah, I felt motivated to go out and talk about some of this stuff. So if you feel motivated to go out and tell everybody about the globe, then go start your channels. Go make yourself a channel all about it. I'm sure you'll have plenty of people who will like to jump on board and listen to what you have to say. So, you know, but to come and tell me what I need to do, yeah, fuck off. So, as far as I'm understanding, and what I believe, is that we have a conscious creator, a soul. The consciousness is created by an absolute creator. Nature is created. All of those things, but it is all like matter. It is not like what we think. Like, we think that all of this stuff is real and it's all stationary and it's all that is, and that we, you know, this whole thing is all based on lies. And as long as you believe them all, then, you know, you're stuck there. Your consciousness is stuck because your ego is stuck, because you can't have somebody think that you're crazy, or that you aren't a good person, or, you know, any of the shit that people come up with. Why they keep themselves limited. They can't look outside of the box. They can't go out for more information because it's not accepted. Well, motherfuckers, you know, if you've been spending your whole life telling people that there's aliens, and you've been laughed at and made fun of and called names and everything else for over 40 fucking years, then, you know, I've heard it all. I don't give a shit. I mean, it's your limitations that can't see the truth. So, in this consciousness creator that created nature, created all these things, well, and those are all beings, all realities outside of here. There's a whole creation outside of here. Then you have the creators of humans, the avatar, the human being. They came in and created it. They took some animals here on this planet and they used DNA and they did a whole bunch of science and they developed these human beings. They didn't like it, the first couple, so they killed them, wiped them out, and started again. Go look up about the Sumerian tablets. And that is not the only place you can find this information. So then once they had developed their human beings, that they were like, okay, these are good little slaves, then they let them go do their slave work. Then there was a group, because this planet, this place, has been being fought over for a long time. And the control of this place has been fought over. And the what were the assets say? Because what I was watching this morning was so interesting, and it was about that we weren't always carbon based, we were silicon based, and that's why we had these giant trees, like giant. Who knows? I mean, all I've seen is the tree stumps and the clean cuts, and some were just crashed over and stuff. But when you go in and you start seeing the pictures, you can see it clearly. It was only because we were told something different that we saw what they told us to see. But when you start seeing through the illusion, you see with your eyes, not with what you're told. So you start seeing all these giant trees, and they're all crystal. There's so much stuff in this documentary that is so good. But so there was a lot of beings that were coming here and like mining this planet This planet has, it's like take like a beautiful person who doesn't know they're beautiful. So all of these other beings come in and just use it up, use it up, use it up, and just destroy it. I'm not saying that she didn't know she was beautiful, but she was being terrorized because of her beauty and people wanting to take her resources. So they depleted the resources, changed this whole planet, and there were different beings in different times. Well, once it was decided that humans would be a good avatar, yeah, we'll just go ahead, have them as our avatar for these, because there's experiences that you can have on this planet that can compel a soul to grow, which about death is a huge one, having emotions and stuff like that. So there was special things to humans that made this experience for a soul a unique experience of growth. So they were considered to be, okay, we're an experiment at that point. We're being watched. We're being watched by all sorts of beings all around us as to how we grow, how we, work with each other, all of the different things to see how we develop, how we evolve. And, there's so many that are just like so fucking stagnant. But so they, but there was some that hid out. There was some that, because this isn't like a planetary system like we think. Like people want to think, oh, this is a ball and we're out in space and it's just open and there's all this stuff and it's millions of miles away and we can still see it, and just all the fucking nonsense. It's all just, it is dimensions. It is, to me, it is like water. Everything is some type of water, a conductor, something that carries information, but it is at different vibrations. It has different consistencies. And that is how we're able to, that's why multidimensional beings can figure out how to move through this. Why they can develop like portals or machines or whatever to move through this system. And the system, in actuality, I think is more like a big giant honeycomb. And you have all these different realities that are happening all at once. And you can go to different realities. That's how the whole idea of time travel and stuff, because your consciousness isn't trapped here. You are not part of this. Your consciousness can leave here and go do its own thing. And your body, so your body is, the creator was the aliens. Scientists created the humans. But the soul was made by nature, a natural creator. So we have two right there. Then these beings that stayed here on this planet who decided, hey, we can just use these humans. Yeah, we can trick them. We will make them into our little slaves. We will sit up here on top of the hill and we'll make them do all the work. We won't give them much. We'll make them have short lives. Then we can even stop when they die, tell them that they have to come back and just get this whole little thing, a contained, like we are a bubble. That's the idea of the globe, because we're a bubble. So if you were to really take Earth and you look at it as just, a plane of existence, just a plane of existence. It's contained because it's diseased, probably became contained because he's controlling, the masters of this place, which their creation then becomes a third creator, right? Because that's another creation, this planetary system that we call Earth, that we think of as like this, whoa, big old thing, which is, it's not even a pebble of sand in a fucking beach. So then you have the this controlled environment that they create, like a habitat. So they define what words are to us. They define our language. They define our communication. They define what something is when we see it. They tell us all the time how to behave, what to be, who to be, what we need to do with our time. Everything is controlled in this habitat that is created by the third creator. So you have all of these people who are struggling with all this information. When you start breaking it down, that is multiple creators. So who are you going to focus on? We got people who are so focused on the creator of this world. That is their fucking savior. They are just like, those are the people who are going to go out and police the rest of us. Oh, stay in the box. How dare you? No one leaves this box. The patrollers of this fucking creation. If you enjoy limitations, you enjoy tyranny, you enjoy control, and you enjoy being a slave, that's on you. Then stay here in this fucking world and keep out of mine. So those people who are obsessed with that creation, they worship science. They think, because science is so funny too, because science is what created us, high technology beings that came here and used science to create us by messing with our DNA and animals' DNA and stuff like that. So they created us with science. But the creators of this reality, they use science as a tool to control people's minds. Well, it's science. Oh, it's science. You don't question science. So, Neil deGrasse, or whatever the fuck that moron's name is, or Bill Nye, even Elon Musk, all these people that they put out here, fucking Gator Boy, oh, fuck off. Even that stupid ass Apple dude, who's ripping everybody off. They're everything with these people is, oh my God, I cannot even imagine being satisfied and wanting to be a part of this and worshiping these people. It's outrageous to me. I just don't get it. So, you have the people who are stuck in that creation, and they think like there is no life after death. You die, you just cease to exist. You do what you're told. To be a good person is doing what you're told. That's what. But they also sell perversion. They sell just all the hopeless and helpless. What they're marketing is. I just don't get why people are just so willing to buy it. Why they're so willing to be a part of this creepy reality. As soon as I saw through it, it was like, fuck that. No. No, I don't want any part of it. So you have that. And it's been going on for a long, long time. These ancient families, probably been around since then, these fucking Rockefellers and these other motherfuckers that have been around forever, that have, it's like they have the high five from the beings who started this. Some group gave them the rights to us. Like, okay, well, you can tend to the flock. We're gonna go back to our planet now. You tend to the flock. Do what you want. So they did what they wanted, which was evil, because they don't worship a natural creator. They worship like a deity, like an evilness. They are the pagans. They are the ritual. They are so backward. Like, oh, here, we're gonna, kill I say chicken, but we know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna kill a chicken from Moloch. Really? Yeah, that's who you worship. Somebody you have to give blood sacrifices to. Okay, that's not what I worship. And that, and it makes so much sense even when I was a kid, what this whole idea of what they were pushing with religion. I was like, this God that you guys want to worship is not a God that I even believe exists. A God that is okay with this stuff? No. Okay with fucking murder and perversion and stuff like that? No. So, you know, they try and change all of that to make it to where we are controlled by what they want. And it's not the laws of God. Like, you could go in and murder somebody and, you know, get barely any time in prison. If you, it all depends on you. Like, it depends on your circumstance. Like, if you're a black guy, oh, well, fuck that. You're going to prison forever. Say you're a rich white college graduate. Well, you're prime for the pickings then. They're going to invite you to join the masonry of evildoers. So they go out and they look for more evilness, you know. So that's what I mean. It depends on who you are, where you get away with what, and when you're invited to the table. Like, they'll invite you to Thanksgiving. So, you know, this place is all about crime, but it's all about control. This place is, to me, is the epitome of hell. This is hell. It's ran by demons, which, you know, I don't believe in demons as a separate entity. I believe demons as an energetic force that they worship, that they create and manifest it into being real. So they have created this. This is actually hell. I don't give a fuck who doesn't believe it. This is actually hell. So they have created this evil force to control everything. So you have this bubble of earth, this enclosed environment that is being controlled by these evil beings. So it's like a bubble in a fucking, I'm looking right now at a field of flowers. So it's like a bubble in a whole, it's like a star in the solar system. That's what this reality is. It's one little tiny star out there in all those stars. So it is, you know, this containment is, it's like a zit. Like, how important is it? You know, it's just a fucking zit. And right now it has the capability of popping, except for you have so many people who are like, no, oh please, I just want my passport, I just want to go out to dinner. It's like, oh my god, fuck, god damn, this is so weird. I just can't even believe it. Like, some of us are fighting for the freedom of humanity, and the other ones are just fighting for a night out, for dinner. It's like, oh my god, it's so bizarre. So, but in the earth, the way I think they came up with the globe is because it is about, so if you took the North Pole and the South Pole, but the South Pole it goes out, like, because the earth, so you have the North Pole, then it goes out from there. It doesn't go around, it goes out. Then you have the ice wall that surrounds us, which, you know, they put it in the Game of Thrones even. But the ice wall that surrounds it, and the giants from Game of Thrones. So you have the ice wall that surrounds us. Well, you could even go out past that. I've heard there's, you know, you just keep going out. But this is contained. They can't get out of here. They keep trying. I mean, fucking old HRC even talks about it so many times. How many times they've tried to break that glass ceiling. Oh, we keep trying. You can't break the glass ceiling. Your vibration will gently move you through it. You don't, you do it by vibration. Yeah, as you see why it's contained? Because these evil motherfuckers want to go out and do this to the whole fucking world, to the whole fucking reality out there. That's their movement, this Luciferian movement or whatever, is to take their sickness out, to control the whole existence out there of everything. And that's why it's contained, because they can't. That's why they can't. They can go up and keep shooting rockets, trying to bust through. We know we can get out of here. No, you're evil. You have to stay. You're in a low vibration. You're in a low density vibration. To get out of it, you raise your vibration. You move out. You move to other dimensions. You see reality in a far more vast way. And I keep saying it's focusing on the natural God. Your soul is awakened to the natural God. Your soul is screaming out. Everybody's soul who has one. Fuck if I know if everybody's got one. Everybody's soul who has one is screaming out to them right now. The focus on the natural God, focus on the natural world, the natural state of consciousness, all that is. This little world is a contained structure that they created to make slaves. So then, if you take it and you go out to the ice, and you were to go up. So then, like if you see, we want to look at it in this certain way that it's not that way, because it's about dimensions. It's about, you cannot explain this stuff to people who don't understand it. But what would really be the North Pole and the South Pole would be like this. The flat Earth would be here. The concave would go up to encase us. So we would actually be in Earth, inner Earth. We are inside Earth. And then it goes up, and the firmament is up here. So it's like a ball, like a bubble. Like we're a bubble in a bubble. So you are contained, but they want to tell you that you're on the outside of this. And you have all this sky and all this stuff available to you that is not, it's not what it is. It's everything that they tell you isn't true. So it is, once you, to me, if you think of yourself as being in one of those little Christmas globes or, the bubble, you're inside of that. And inside of that, you've got your whole little world all set up. But if you start looking, there's another world outside of it. And if you are inside with a bunch of people who just want a passport so they can go out to eat, then they're all going to tell you, go, quit looking out there. There's nothing out there. They told you it's all right here. This is it. Sit down and be quiet. Know your place. It's like, nobody should be putting anybody in their place. Seriously. We all are equal. You don't get to tell somebody, oh, you haven't done enough research. You haven't seen enough research to convince me. I don't need to do research to convince you. That's up to you. If you're just focused on your passport to go out to eat, then fucking focus on that. Stop wasting my fucking time. You do your research for what you need to know in the areas that you need to know. You should have a soul that's speaking to you, giving you direction. Mine speaks to me. So then when you get to this, in this world, and you are sitting there and you're looking outside of the bubble, and you see something's outside of there, and you keep telling people, hey, did you see that? Did you see that? There's something out there, you guys. Let's go. And these people want to keep you in. It's up to you to cross through there. And don't forget that bubble, that encapsulated membrane it's not there for your consciousness. Your consciousness can move beyond all structures. Your consciousness can raise its vibration and move beyond structures. You are the limitation of your consciousness. You hold it where you believe it needs to be. It's not the other way around. Your limitations keep you from growing. So if you are looking outside and you are noticing like, oh, to me, it's like start noticing what doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. There's not fucking much that makes sense. So once you start seeing that, I mean, Jesus Christ, you can spend all your time trying to find out the truth. So when you start looking out past there, you start seeing the natural world. Your soul is yelling at you. There's a world outside. Go look outside of yourself. for this world. You go inside yourself for your information, for your connection, for your love, for understanding yourself. Then you need to go outside and look beyond. Use your eyes to look beyond. Use your spirit to understand what is out there beyond. You know, don't be so stuck in only looking at what they tell you to look at. So when you are to that point of like starting to question things and look into things and start trying to understand this supernatural world, that leads you into the natural world, because the supernatural is a part of the natural, is what they have labeled as supernatural, but it's just part of nature, you know. All of the magic, fairies, and everything that you can imagine, it's all out there. So the supernatural is all real. It's up to you to desire to go and understand this world on a larger scale. And, you know, as long as you're not, then you're just not in line for ascension. You know, that's fine. You know, you want to stay here and get your passport, then, you know, more power to you. You know, this is the world you need to exist in for a while to learn. Well, you got a lot to learn. This is this is like way beneath. I mean, this is like a step down. This is like this isn't a step down. This is like a fucking building, an Empire State Building down. Like this, the understanding on this plane, you know, if you still need to learn from that, then, you know, you need to be here. You need to be contained. So, you know, just remember, when when you're ready, it is when the learner is ready, the teacher is there. When you are ready to go out and start to expand your thinking and, you know, go out, stop being narrow-minded and lockbox brain, start thinking outside the box, start looking for more information, then you open yourself, your soul, everything opens up, and you start noticing the magic. You start noticing, it's the connecting. I just think it's super important for people to really realize that when we're talking about a creator, and you got people who are being misled with religion, which was a part of their creation as well. And when you have all of those people who are just completely focused on that, then they are not, they've got their focus on one place, and it needs to be in more than one place. You can't just focus on like, oh, Jesus is coming, I don't need to worry about a thing. Jesus is coming, he's going to save me, that's it. Then, you know, you're wasting time that you could be spending for your soul growth, to connect to that. If you want to refer to it as Jesus or whatever, the Christ consciousness that you can connect to for yourself. Don't waste time thinking that he's going to just like pop down here and say, hey, everybody, climb in, let's go. We're saving you now. No, this whole experience is for so a consciousness can begin to understand itself, so it can be prepared to remove itself from the system. It's so clear what this system is, and it's so clear that it's a different creator than the natural creator, and that they want you to worship them. Well, the habitat creators, they want you to worship them, but they also want you to know that you are an accident, that you have no soul, and that little handy essence that you have inside, you know, we could change that into a synthetic body. We manage it with our computers, but you can trust us. Yeah, that's the world for me. Well, give me my passport, I'll be right there. It's like, oh, god damn, it's so fucking mental. But anyways, I told you I was going to be on a rant today. And, you know, TikTok has put me in TikTok jail, as usual. You just get so used to it. YouTube just keeps me in the fucking, I don't know, on death row or something. Get an hour outside of the yard time. I don't know. It's just, this world is so mental. So mental. So anyways, I would just say, you know, when you can start really understanding that there's several creators here, and it's up to you to decide which one you're going to focus on, which one you're going to, you know, awaken inside of you. Because there's definitely one that wants to awaken. And it's part of the ascension process. And it is not something that happens all the time. From what I understand, this harvest in the Book of One, and it is like every 26,000 years. It's not often. I think the changing of the ages is every few thousand years. But this ascension process, this big giant, like, I think it's like a solar system, like burp or something, which I see the solar system as being a human body. Like, I see us all as being like the synapse of thought. And we're so that we can take a thought and create it into a reality. Like, it's way crazier when you start going into the supernatural world of beliefs than you do with their controlled fairy tale idea version of what they want to tell you about yourself. So, but you got to open yourself up to the magic. You got to feel safe enough that you don't need their system. You don't need that creator. And the creator that created the human avatar, I have heard that they are on their way back too. They're supposedly the ones that are in the Narubu wormwood, which is not really a planet, it's a ship. They're not, any of them aren't really what we consider planets. The Earth isn't even fucking what they've told us about planets. It's all fucking lies. So fucking much lies. So the Anunnaki are supposedly heading back. And that just shows you how long, like, that is one reason why they did like the human avatar, is because it did go through an experience of death. When they don't have that loss, you know, higher vibration beings, like, once you've graduated from this education system, for all of the ones who have graduated from these type of systems, you have advanced knowledge that some beings that have been alive for thousands and thousands of years don't have the same knowledge because they haven't experienced it. They haven't experienced death. They haven't experienced loss. So, you know, that's why I'm saying, like, this is what gets, this ascension is what gets humans the opportunity to join the Galactic Federation, which is more advanced beings, and they more oversee this body of Christ, the solar system. So, you know, when we ascend, you know, you got to be proud of yourself, of the stuff that you have gone through and what you've learned, you know, and especially if you can get yourself to pull free from the system and wake up and want to know your true your true history, to want to understand what you really are. You know, that comes from a different place than people who just want to, you know, get their passport and go out to eat. It comes from a different place to want to know who and what you are and what you're doing here and what's your purpose. Because they've told you all along you're just an accident. You know, you're just a fluke. It's just this natural fluke that happened. Monkeys turned into people, and you guys are really a burden on this planet, and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, once you can see through the bullshit, but, you know, I say just start with noticing that it's different creators. It's not one creator. And so many people, like, will argue about creation, argue about how we're here and stuff like that. It's multiple, multi-layered. Everything is multi-layered. That's why these people who, I watched 10 minutes of a video about flat earth and that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, ooh, you put 10 minutes into it. Good on you. I don't know. You know, you can't get people to, you can't get people to do something they don't want to do. If they don't want to learn and they just want to accept this reality and they want to stay a part of it, okay, just stay a part of it. if you, you know, I don't even know how many people would even be prepared if Inky shows up and says, hey, I'm your creator, worship me. You know, how many people would run in? Oh, how many people probably just go out and shoot themselves? Like, what? I'm an alien? Those are monsters. I don't know. People are just wacky. People are so wagged out, but it is because this whole entire existence has been based on trying to confuse you. But it's up to you. It's up to you to really start looking at what doesn't make sense. And, you know, don't waste your time trying to tell other people who have looked into stuff that they're all wrong, because you just look foolish. So have a great day. I'll talk to you later.